Hello, my name is Lucas, this is a Bit of Lit, and I am going to talk about The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis, which is the first book. I think it was not the first book written, but the first book in the Chronicles of Narnia series, which I have finally decided to get to. I did try to read this 3 years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago or something, and I got about a page in, and I decided it wasn't for me, but I'm glad I came back to it, because this book is amazing. There is the White Witch, the Empress, Jadis, I think Jadis, and the Apple. And I believe that would be, man, I just finished reading this book. Diggory, not Polly. Polly is his friend. Yeah, so let's just talk about this book a little bit. It's about this young boy and girl. The young boy is the nephew of this magician, whose name, is it Andrew? Oh my gosh. Yeah, Uncle Andrew. They come across him, and let's not really get into the beginning. The beginning is not super exciting, but it is setting up the world, or setting up the normalcy of London. Yeah, Diggory wants to go to his country house because he's from a rich family, or he's from a well-off family that becomes rich by the end of the book because of another uncle dying. Kirk. Spoiler alert. Anyway, in this book, they come across a magician, Uncle Andrew, who is a mean-spirited, selfish old man, and he gives Polly a yellow ring, and all of a sudden she disappears. And what he tells Diggory, who has to go get her, because he's not going to do it, is that I've got another yellow ring, but you need this green ring to bring you back. And then they go through a wild adventure, essentially, where Diggory goes to find Polly, and they find each other in this serene, quiet, mysterious, beautiful, forested area with all these pools of water that take you to different places, different worlds. They end up going, because they are quite curious young kids, they end up going exploring, and they wind up in the kingdom of Charn, C-H-A-R-N, Charn, I'm gonna say Charn, which is a desolate, horrifying, scary place, in ruins. And they ring this bell because there's a prompt tempting them, and Empress Jadis comes out, and she is scarifying. Okay, that is portmanteau for you. She's horrifying, she's scary, she's cruel and competent, and she knows what she wants. She's quite demanding and very threatening and menacing, and the best character in the whole book. And I'm just kind of holding it awkwardly. Yeah, there she is. She's pale, she's 7 feet tall, impossibly beautiful. And from the world of deplorables, she did this incantation, and it made everybody disappear, destroyed everything, because her sister made her do it, because her sister was ambitious, even though she wanted to be queen. You know, she's kind of comical in some ways, not a bad way, especially when she ends up following the kids, because she believes that, oh, clearly you got here through the work of a magician, and magic only passes through royalty and, powerful people, not people who do tricks like these rings. So take me to him, and I will rule your world. I will be the leader, and it will take me a mere hour. and she follows him around, and they go to the forest, and she has a hard time there, and then they go into the real world, and she has an even harder time there because she doesn't have any of her powers, but she's still domineering and menacing and very demanding, and Andrew's sort of a lapdog for her. And she ends up stealing a horse and buggy and doing all these crazy things before they all sort of disappear into a nothing world with a lion, Aslan, who creates Narnia. And I gotta say, Aslan, this story is Genesis for Narnia. Aslan is very godlike, not terribly interesting, but it's kind of cool, I guess. The witch sort of disappears, but Aslan sends Diggory on a mission to get an apple so that he can plant a tree. And what the apple does is basically what you want it to. And it gives eternal life, which is what she wants. And so she takes an apple before Diggory, and she eats it and tempts him with eternal life. We can be king and queen and rule this place. But if you eat this apple, you will be afraid, not really afraid, you will hate the idea of, being around another apple. That's why Aslan needed this apple, so that it could be planted in a place so that Narnia could be safe from her. And it's really cool when she tempts Diggory with the apple, because he's kind of like, no thanks, I don't want to live past all the friends that I'll make and live forever, because then obviously if you live well beyond everybody else, well beyond, you're gonna have a life of sorrow and loss. Not necessarily a bad life, you're just gonna have so much loss anyway. So there's that. But then his mother has been sick this whole story, on the verge of death. And so why did I do that? She tempts him with that, and he still refuses because he's a good boy. He's not the kid who wants the Turkish delight or whatever in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I forget what that boy's name. Edmund. He's not Edmund. But yeah, so she is the temptress, and he ends up taking an apple or whatever out of Narnia and plants it, and it becomes a magical tree, and the leaves blow, even when there's no wind, and when he's a middle-aged man, he has to cut it down, and he turns it into a wardrobe, which is the book and talks about the book that I'll be reading next. His family also becomes wealthy, and his father can retire, and he can live in the country with armor and all this other stuff. And anyway, so next I will be reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, second book in the Chronicles of Narnia. Looking forward to Aslan being like Jesus and dying and coming back, and all this cool stuff. I've only watched the movie, but I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, Magician's Nephew, really cool book. I love Charn. I love the forest with the mysterious, serene forest. I love the desolate isolation of Charn and in the ruins, and the White Witch, Empress Jadis. She's really cool. I'm looking forward to this, even though I've seen the movie. I don't remember that well, other than Aslan dies. Maybe he doesn't in the book, I don't know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to go through this and see how much of a jerk Edmund is. So yeah, thank you. Goodbye.